we're going to do number 4 and 5 together, and then hopefully you will be ready to do the back of the independent practice on your own. So make sure you're ready. Don't freak out. So let's go ahead and start with number 4. Remember, we're going to read it twice. The first time we read it, we're going to stop at every period and visualize. We're going to imagine. We're going to see it in our heads. The second time we read it, we're going to go through and we are going to find the important information. Make sure that you're sitting up and listening. Make sure that you have your Post-it nearby with all of your rules. If you lost your Post-it, I don't know what to tell you. I told you not to lose it. Okay, so number 4. There are 4 cartons of orange juice in each package. Okay, I've got a period, so I'm going to visualize. I'm imagining being at like the grocery store and finding like the juice boxes, and I see like a plastic wrapped package and there's 4 little cartons in each one. Like I'm seeing plastic wrapped packages, like a whole shelf of them, and there's 4 boxes, 4 cartons in each one. Okay, I can see that. I can see the plastic wrapped package. It's all wrapped in one piece, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4 cartons of orange juice in there. Okay, if there are 79 cartons of orange juice, how many packages can be filled? Okay, so I'm imagining 75 cartons, not the packages, not the plastic wrap packages. I'm at the factory now, not at the grocery store. I'm at the factory and I have to put these cartons and I have to wrap them in plastic. And I have to figure out, okay, how many do I need? Like I have to put enough plastic in the machine to wrap up 79 in groups of 4. Okay? Because I know I'm not trying to make 79 plastic wrap packages. I'm trying to fit 79 cartons in to these plastic wrap packages. Okay. Let's go back through and find the important pieces. What is the question? Aaron. How many packages can be filled? And what's the first thing we see in that question, Aaron? Our answer unit. Now, in division, is our answer unit always the quotient, Aaron? No. What is it sometimes? It's either going to be the quotient or the... What's the other part of an answer to a division problem? There's only 2 parts to an answer in a division problem. The quotient and the, Victoria? Remainder. Oh, Michaela, I see your hand, so make sure it's like right in front of the camera. And then, yeah, perfect. The remainder. There's 2 parts to an answer to a division problem. The quotient and the remainder. Do we always have a remainder? Not always. A lot of times in what we're doing, but not always. So that means the answer unit is either going to be the quotient or the remainder. Let's hope the dividend is going to be something other than packages. That way we know packages has to be the quotient. Because if quotient is the remainder, well, we're already going to be able to tell what it is. But let's go ahead and list our units. Aaron, we already know 1 unit. What is it? Packages. How many are we going to have, Aaron? How many units are we going to have? 2. How do you know? Well, but what does it say? Loudly.
In a division problem, there will be 2 units.
Good, because the first thing we wrote in our notes is, in a division problem, there will be 2 units. Now, sometimes we may have 3 nouns, but that means 2 of them are probably going to mean the same thing, like the lines and the entrances in that theme part question. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning and see if we can figure out some more information. There are 4 cartons of orange juice in each package. I see 4 cartons. Sorry, do I know 100% if that's one of my units yet, if that's an important piece of information?
No.
No, because I only know for sure how many units right now.
One of the units.
One. And that one unit is what?
Package.
Packages. Are packages and cartons the same thing?
No.
Probably not. So let's keep reading to see if we find something else. Well, Zari, I see another important word in that sentence. There are 4 cartons of orange juice in each package. I know it's important. What is that word?
Each.
Each. Because each tells me I'm doing what?
Multiplying or dividing.
Multiplying or dividing. And then I see a word after each. Is it a noun, Zari?
Yes.
Yes. What is that noun?
Package.
Package. So do I come over here and write package for my second unit, Zari?
No.
No, because I already have it. Can my units be the same in division? Can all of my
No.
units? No, I have to have another one. Okay, well, let's keep reading and see if we can find another noun. If there are 79 cartons of orange juice, how many packages can be filled? Michaela, I don't see another word that tells me a unit. But let's look at the other nouns. I already know package is one of my units. So let's look for more nouns. Do you see any more nouns in that whole question? That whole problem, I mean?
Yes.
What's the other noun that we see?
Cartons.
Cartons. So that has to mean, and I see cartons of orange juice. So that has to mean my other unit is what?
Cartons.
Cartons. Now we can write cartons of orange juice, but we know it's going to be, we can just say cartons. We can shorten it to cartons. So Michaela, that means what other pieces of my problem are important? If I know my units are packages and cartons, do I see a number of packages here?
No.
No. So that means which part of my problem has to be packages, since I don't see a number with packages in my problem?
Our other unit.
Well, which part of my problem has to represent packages? Is it the dividend, the divisor, the quotient, or the remainder? If I don't
The
see a number,
quotient.
good, the quotient. If I don't see it, one of my units, if I don't see a number with it at all, that means it's definitely my quotient. So my quotient unit is what, Michaela?
Packages.
Packages. Okay. Now, what other important parts of our problem do we see? Mason, we haven't figured out what we're actually using yet, have we? But we know we have packages and cartons. Michaela already told us we don't see any numbers with packages. But what do we see numbers with? Cartons. So what are the 2 important parts that I'm missing? Cartons? I know cartons is my other unit and I see it twice. So what else do I need? Okay, so what's the other important pieces? I need 2 more important pieces. What are they? Look at the problem. Don't stress. You're stressing, you're not thinking. Who can help them out? Colin?
Numbers with cartons.
Okay, what are they? Mason already told me I needed numbers. So what are those numbers?
4 and 79.
Well, tell me the whole thing.
4 cartons and 79 cartons.
4 cartons, 79 cartons. Okay. If we know we have 79 cartons and they're going into packages, how many at a time? Carla?
4.
4. So we're imagining packages and we're going to put cartons inside. So which one is my group and which one are my items? Is the carton my item or group? Is the packages my item or group? One is one is the other. Zari?
The cartons are the items in each group, and the packages are the groups.
Good. Now Zari knows that because the group is what we put something inside. The item is what we put inside. Look at this question. Are we putting packages inside cartons? Or are we putting cartons inside packages? Zadie?
Cartons inside packages.
Cartons inside packages. So that means the packages is the group. The cartons are the items in each group. So, we have 79 cartons. That's the items in each group. Are we going to end up with more groups, packages, than 79? No. So that means, are we doing division or multiplication? Michaela?
Division.
Division. So now let's set up our problem. Let's figure out what each piece of our problem means. We have our dividend 79. 79 represents what unit? Mason? What unit? What noun? Remember, whenever I say unit, I mean the noun that tells me what I'm working with in a word problem. Aaron? Cartons. The total cartons. Now my divisor, 4, represents what? Smith?
The cartons in each package.
Cartons in each package. Ooh, that looks a lot like the phrase, items in each group. So that tells me right away, the cartons are the items, the packages are the groups. We already know our quotient is the number of packages because we didn't see a number with packages. What is our remainder unit going to be? Carla?
The carton left over.
Cartons left over. Okay. Now we're ready to just do the math, and then we'll figure out what the remainder or what the quotient or whatever means. We'll answer that last question. Okay, step 1. We're seeing how many times what will go into what. Colin, you can tell me the numbers.
How many times 4 goes into 7?
Okay, and how many times does 4 go into 7, Colin?
Once.
Once. Next, we multiply. What are we multiplying? Victoria, you can just tell me the numbers.
Multiplying 1 times 4.
I can't hear you.
We're multiplying 1 times
1 times 4, which is
4.
4. Where do I write it? Where do I write the answer to that multiplication problem?
You write it under 7.
I write it under the 7. Okay? Next, I'm subtracting. What am I subtracting? Ethan, you can tell me the numbers. 4. Zadie, can you help them out? What am I subtracting?
7 minus 4.
7 minus 4. Which equals?
3.
3. Where do I write that 3?
Write the 3 under.
Huh?
Write the 3 under 4.
Under this one?
No.
Under where? Who can help her out? Where do I write the 3? Victoria? Under the subtraction problem. I need to line them up. Notice how everything so far is lined up with the tens place, the greatest place value. Okay, now what do I do? Kingston's not here. I bring down. What am I bringing down? Carla, where do I look to find something to bring down?
We look at the dividend.
We look at the dividend, and we're looking for a number without another number or an arrow underneath it. Do we have any numbers without a number or an arrow underneath it?
Yes.
Yes, what is it?
9.
9. So I'm going to write an arrow so I don't forget. And now I have my what, Carla? What do I have now?
A new dividend.
A new dividend. And what is the new dividend?
The new dividend is 39.
39. Okay, Smith. I need to divide again. What am I seeing? I'm seeing how many times what will go into what. You can tell me the numbers.
You're seeing how many times 4 will go into 39.
And how many times does 4 go into 39?
9 times.
9 times. Where do I write that 9?
You write it above the ones place in the dividend.
Above the ones place, okay? Now I need to multiply. What am I multiplying? Carla, you can tell me the numbers.
We are multiplying 9 times 4.
And what is 9 times 4, Carla?
9 times 4 equals 36.
36. Guys, make sure you're paying attention. Some of you may need to change some answers. Now we need to subtract. Colin, what are we subtracting?
39 minus 36.
39 minus 36, which equals what?
3.
3. Michaela, now we have to check for something to bring down. Do we have anything to bring down?
No,
No. How do we know?
because there's either a number, a digit, or an arrow.
Underneath the digits in my what?
Dividend.
Good. So that means I'm ready to do what with that 3?
Compare.
Compare. Is 3 less than 4?
Yes.
So that means 3 is the what?
Remainder.
Remainder. So class, 79 divided by 4 is what?
19.
19 remainder 3.
19 remainder 3. Now we know that 19 represents what? 19 in this problem represents what? We all labeled it. Smith.
The packages.
Packages. Now are these, and the 3, the remainder 3 represents what, Smith?
The cartons left over.
The cartons left over. How many full packages do we have? Victoria.
We have 19.
We have 19 full packages. And then we have 3 cartons left over. So we need to figure out how many packages can be filled. Now this factory, this juice factory, is sending these to the grocery store. Are they going to send those 19 full packages and then send a 20th package with only 3 orange juice cartons in it? Why would they not do that? Why would they not send an extra package that's not completely full to the grocery store? Zari.
Because then, if they had it and they needed more than that, than what they had, they wouldn't have it.
Okay. I'm not quite sure what you mean there. So think about your answers before, so that they can so that they definitely make sense, okay? Victoria, why would the factory not send the grocery store a partially full package?
Because it's not the whole way, and they can save it for another, like, when they make a new carton, they can, when it's full, they can finally send it to them.
Okay, yes, so they're just going to put it to the side until they have enough to make another full package. Because think about it, if you go to the grocery store and you're trying to buy these packages of orange juice, and you see a package with only 3 in it, are you going to pay full price?
No.
Are you even going to want to buy it? No, and it's just going to sit there. They're going to think, ooh, somebody stole one of those. I don't want that. So, how many packages can be filled? Is it 19 or is it 20? And why? Cullen?
It's 19.
It's 19. Why is it not 20?
Because no one would want a package with 3 when the others have 4.
Good. Can juice cartons be left over? Can they be left behind? Can juice cartons be left behind? Do we have to make sure that they make it into the package if there's not enough? No. Who can't be left behind? Or what can't be left behind? Zadie. People. But juice cartons, just leave them to the side until they make more. And then they can just add those 3 to whatever more they make and just keep adding them to packages. Good. So 19 packages can be filled, not 20, because we can leave juice cartons to the side. And is a package with 3 in it full? No, because how many are in a full package? Mason, 4. Is 3 4? No. So is a 3 carton package full? And the question asks how many can be filled. Not how many can be made, period. Because yeah, I guess we could make a 20th package with only 3, but it would not be filled. Okay, number 5. Let's go through, stop at each period, and picture it. The 4th grade classes are going on a field trip. I'm imagining a bigger school that has more than one 4th grade. And I'm imagining they're going on a field trip. Okay, they're going to the zoo. Okay, I see them. There are 90 students in all. I'm imagining a massive group of 4th graders, and there's 90 in them. I'm not going to imagine 90 individual 4th graders because that would take forever. I'm just going to imagine a really big group of kids all bunched together waiting to get onto their buses or into their cars to go on this field trip. It's like a really big group. Each van can seat 8 students, okay? I'm imagining one of those like long vans that has 8 seats, well technically 10 because there's the driver and then like their teacher, and then there's like sets of 2 or the rest of the way, and it can fit 8 students. I'm not worried about the teacher or the bus driver. I'm just worried about the 8 students. So I'm imagining a bus or a van that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seats for students. And I'm not worried about the bus driver or, the van driver or like a chaperone seat. I'm only worried about the student seats. And so there's 8 of them. Okay, I see it. How many vans will be needed? Okay, I'm imagining like a line of vans and I need to figure out how many are in there. I can't see how many are in there right now, but I need to see how many vans they need. Ooh, first things first. I have people. So what might I have to do? Zari?
Regroup.
No. Smith?
Interpret the remainder.
Well, I have to interpret the remainder anyway. But I have people, so I might have to do what in the end? Michaela?
You might have to get an extra bus.
Excellent. I might have to get an extra van. We'll see. That's only if my quotient represents the groups, not the items in each group. If the quotient represents the items in each group, I may not have to get vans. If the quotient represents vans, which is a group, because do we put people inside vans or do we put vans inside people? Zadie.
People inside.
So that means the van has to be the group or item?
The group.
The group, because do we put groups inside items? No. The van has to be the group, because that's what we're putting things inside of, and the items are the vans or the people? Colin?
People.
People. Vans, people. So if the quotient represents vans, that means I might have to add an extra one of those groups for leftover kids, because can I leave kids who are people behind? No. Okay, so let's go back through. What's the question? Zadie,
How many vans will be needed?
how many vans will be needed? And what do I see right away?
Our answer.
Our answer unit, which is what?
Van.
Now, do I know for sure if that's the quotient? No, what could it possibly be? It could either be the answer unit is either going to be the quotient or the, come on guys, what's the other part of an answer to a division problem? Mason? Remainder, but we don't know yet. We have to figure out. Once we know the dividend unit, we can say whether this is the quotient or the remainder. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. The 4th grade classes are going on a field trip. The Victoria, is there anything important in that sentence? What? No. It just tells us what's happening. There are 90 students in all. Victoria, is there anything we know is important in that sentence?
Yes.
Do we know for sure? Oh, sorry, we know one of our units. Who answered that question? Zadie, what's one of our units?
Vans.
Vans. How many more are we going to have? One. Do we know it yet? No. So Victoria, I don't see, all I know is that I need to find vans. Do I see that in that sentence? I see a number, but do I know if that unit is important yet? No, I have to keep reading to find out. Next sentence, each van can seat 8 students. What do I see right away that I know is important, Smith?
The word each.
The word each, which means what?
We're doing multiplication or division.
We're doing multiplication or division. And what do I see next after each?
Another unit.
What is it?
Van.
Van. Uh-oh, already knew that, right? Can I put van here?
No.
No, because they have to be 2 different units. Then I see can seat 8 students. I saw a number with a noun before, but let's look. What other nouns do I see? What other nouns do I see? Now don't just tell me the one I'm looking for, because there's more than just that one. Start at the beginning. What nouns do I see? Start at the very beginning. What's the first noun I see? Come on, guys, you all know what nouns are. Not putting your hand up tells me you don't know what a noun is. You can find the nouns. Oh, I guess a lot of people don't know what a noun is. Michaela, can you tell us what a noun is? It's a first grade thing.
It's either a person, place, or thing,
Good.
and or an idea.
Or an idea. That's a first grade skill. So what's the first noun we see in this problem, Michaela? From the very beginning, what's the first noun we see, Michaela?
Students.
I see nouns before that. I see people, places, or things before that. Zadie?
4th grade.
4th grade? That's really an adjective here, but it could work if we say the 4th grade. But we're describing what with 4th grade? What are we describing as 4th grade? Classes. So there's the first noun, okay? What other noun do I see? Mason? Field trip. A thing. What other noun do I see? Zari?
Students.
So I know it has to be either classes, field trip, or students. Is my other unit going to end up being a number of classes? Class?
No.
No.
What about a number of field trips?
No.
No.
What about a number of students?
Yes.
Yes.
So, now I know my other unit is what, Mason? Students. So, Mason, what are the other important pieces that I need to solve this problem? There's 2 more. Well, 90 what? So, what's the other important pieces? And 8 students. Ooh, do I see, I know I need vans and students. I see 2 numbers of students. Do I see a number of vans? Do I see a number of vans in this problem? Carla?
No, you don't.
No.
That means that vans is our quotient.
Good. I do not see a number of vans. So that means my quotient unit has to be vans. Are vans the groups, or are vans the items that we're breaking up? Are vans the groups that we're putting items into, or are vans the items that we're breaking up into groups? Aaron? They're the groups. So I know I have people and and my quotient is groups. So what does that mean I'm going to have to do in the end? I know my quotient represents groups, the vans, and I know one of my unit is students, which is people. So what does that mean I'm going to have to do in the very end? Zari.
If we have a remainder, we're going to need an extra bus.
Very good, except we're talking about vans. Good. If we have a remainder, we're going to need an extra van. Because remember, if you have people and your quotient is groups, you have to add an extra group for those leftover people. I'm glad you said that, Zari, if we have a remainder. Because if we didn't have a remainder, would we add an extra group, an extra van? Smith?
No.
No, why? What would happen with that extra van that we added? Smith?
It would be unused.
It would be
No one
unused.
inside of it.
There'd be no one in it. There's no one left over to put in it. So we would have just paid for an extra van that we didn't need. Good. Okay, so now we need to figure out what the other parts are. We know we have 90 students. We're putting them into groups of what? We're putting them into groups of how many? Zadie?
8.
8. So if we're taking 90 students and putting them into groups of 8, are we going to end up with more than 90 groups? Zadie?
No.
No. Because even if we put one person in each group, would we ever end up with more than 90? No, because if there's 90 people and we put them in a group one at a time, what's the most amount of groups we're going to have? 90. So that means I'm doing what operation? If 90 is not going to end up getting any bigger, what operation are we doing? Division. Okay, so now let's look at our problem. We know we're taking 90 and we're dividing it into groups of 8. 90 represents the number of what, Aaron?
The number of students.
The total number of students. 8, our divisor, represents what, Zari?
The vans.
The vans? Does our problem say 8 vans?
No. 8
So-
students.
What about the 8 students?
That's how many students can fit in one van.
So students in each van. Oh, I see a pattern. And if you look at the problems we did yesterday, I see a pattern. Every time I have the items in each group, it says blank in each blank. The first noun is the items, the last noun is the group. Okay, and if we have a remainder, what does it represent? Ethan. If we have a remainder, what unit does it represent? Follow the pattern. What? Not a 0. But what left over? Follow the pattern. Look at the other ones. Help him out, please. Ethan, it's a pattern. Zadie, can you help him out? The remainder represents what?
The number of students.
Students left over. Ethan, do you see that? Students left over. We know the remainder always represents the leftovers. Look at the label for every single remainder that we've done. It says blank left over. The word before leftover is the same as the dividend. So do you see that in numbers 1, 2, and 3? Because I don't have them up here. We see total cartons, which means the remainder means cartons left over. Here we see total students, which means the remainder represents students left over. Okay, so now we're ready to solve. We know what each piece means. We're ready to solve. Zari, what do we do first? We see how many times what will fit into what?
How many times 8 will fit into 9?
Good, which is how many times?
1 time.
1. Now we need to do what? Mason, you can tell me the numbers. But tell me what to do with them because I didn't say.
You need to multiply 8 times
We need to multiply 1 times 8, which equals, and where am I going to put that? Under my 9. I'm going to line it up with the place value I'm working in. Now what do I do? Carla. Okay, you weren't at your computer, so I need to call somebody else. Aaron, what do I do now? We need to subtract. We need to do 9 minus 8, which equals what? 1. Where do I put that? Under our subtraction problem. Okay, what do I need to do next? Smith.
You need to bring down the 0.
I need to bring down the 0. Why am I not bringing down the 9?
Because there's already a digit underneath it.
There's already a digit, so I'm going to put an arrow and I'm going to bring down the 0. What did I just find, Smith?
You just found your new dividend.
My new dividend, which is what?
10.
10. What do I do next, Victoria?
You see how many times 8 can go in.
I see how many times 8 can go into 10, which is how many times? 1. Where do I put that?
You put it above the 0 in our
I put it above the 0 in our dividend. Okay. Now what do I do? Colin.
You multiply 8 times 1.
I multiply 1 times 8, which equals?
8
8. Where do I put that?
under the 0 in your new dividend.
Under the 0 in my new dividend. Okay? Now what, Michaela?
Now you're going to take the digit that you just got and divide it by your divisor.
But I just multiplied. What always comes after multiplication?
Subtraction.
Subtract. What am I subtracting? You can tell me the numbers.
10 minus 8.
10 minus 8, which equals what?
0.
Are you sure?
8.
10 minus 8. Slow down. I know you know the answer. 10 minus 8. You can use your fingers if you need to.
It's 2.
2.
2.
Okay. Next, I need to check for what? Colin?
Check for numbers to bring down.
I check for something to bring down. Do I have anything to bring down?
No,
How do I know?
because there's a number or an arrow under
Under what?
the dividend.
Under the what in the dividend? The numbers in the dividend? Is that how we would say that? Who can help her out? Zari, can you help her out? There's already numbers or arrows underneath what?
The digits in the dividend.
The digits in the dividend. So that means what can I do, Colin?
Compare.
Compare. What am I comparing?
See if 2 is less than 8.
And is 2 less than 8?
Yes.
Which means 2 is what?
A remainder.
Our remainder. Okay, guys. $11 represents the what? 11 represents the what? Carla? Oh, wait, hold on, I'm sorry. Class, Carla, you will answer this question, but hold on one second. 90 divided by 8 is what?
11.
11 remainder 2.
11 remainder
11
2.
remainder 2.
Okay, Carla, 11 represents what?
11 represents how many vans will be needed.
Okay, so 11 represents vans. Does 11 represent full vans or partially full vans, Carla?
Full vans.
Full vans. What does 2 represent? So we know 11 represents full vans. How many students are in each of these 11 vans? First is what I want to ask. So listen, how many students are in each of these 11 vans? They are full. Smith.
8 students are in each van.
8 students are in each van. What does this remainder 2 represent, Smith?
It represents the students left over.
So there's 11 full vans and there's 2 students left behind. What does that mean? there's 11 full vans and 2 students left behind. What does that mean? Aaron,
It means that we're going to need another van.
we're going to need another van. Why do we need another van?
Because if we have 11 vans but they're all full and 2 people left over, we can't just leave the people behind.
Do we just say, sorry, you can't fit on the van, you can't go on our field trip? What do?
We get another van.
We get another van. Do we get 2 more vans? No. What would happen if we got 2 more vans? Colin, there's 2, our remainder's 2. Why don't we get 2 more vans?
Because you don't need 2 vans. You can fit those 2 people on 1 van.
Good. So class, the answer is the next whole number.
12.
So they will need
12 vans.
12 vans. Come on guys, confidence. Don't wait for other people to answer. So do you see why when we have people left over and our remainder is groups to put those people in, we need another group? Do you see why we don't add 2 more groups when there's 2 people left over? Because of what Cullen said. Both of those people will fit on 1 van. How many people fit in each van? Carla? 8. So we're not going to put 1 student on a van and then get another one and put another student. We're just going to put 2 students and there will be how many spaces left over? Smith?
6 spaces left
6
over.
spaces. So maybe extra parents could go. Who knows? Whatever. Doesn't matter. So does everybody understand this at least mostly? Like you have to think at it, which is fine. You should have to think at it. Like it shouldn't come like that. That's okay if you have to think on it. If you're like, I don't know, I keep having to think about it. Well, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Okay, so what I want you to do now for the rest of math class, you have about 15 minutes, is you're going to finish the back. Now, some of it is talk about it. Remember numbers 8 and 9? Go ahead and look at them. Numbers 8 and 9 are going to be critical thinking. Number 8 is critical thinking with numbers. Number 9 will be critical thinking with words. But remember, for number 8, yes, you have to use numbers, but you also have to put in words to explain your thinking. Okay. You have, wait, no, you don't have in my word box. So, use an extra sheet of paper to show your work. Some of you might already have it from when I told you to bring a piece of paper home and then you ended up not needing it because there was space. So go ahead, get out a separate sheet of paper, and you have 15 minutes to do number 6 through 9. I'll also be passing out the homework as soon as you get it. Put it in return to school. I'll let you know if you need paper or not, because I can't remember.